Hey everybody, clearing. Okay, I'm going to tackle it. I'm going to dive into divine feminine anger. We are going to go deep. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 card decks here. And I just keep hearing enough is enough. Like, let's get to it. We have to include anger, a very masculine trait, in order to have inner union. Anger, when it can be directed towards passion, we have this upward swing and evolution. And so your anger is your friend, feminines. There have been lots of injustices on this journey in this world. Oh gosh, in my bandana. Ugh. Anyways, I'm angry about my bandana. Sorry. All joking aside, let's get into anger and see, because once we come up into passion, you know, that anger passion axis is really where we come up and out of the matrix, the mundane. We become more cosmic because the next step is neutrality. And when we can have neutrality, we can be objective. Anger's your friend. It's pointing you in the right direction, and you don't have to take it anymore. It is time to up-level your life, and it's not a coincidence that you have found yourself with a connection or multiple connections that have stirred something in you, feminines, that have made you say, there's got to be a better way. I deserve more. Where's my person? What can I do to have reciprocity? You have to move through that ladder: anger, passion, neutrality, and upward into unconditional love, miracles, ascended mastery. Anger's your friend. It's pretty much that thing that backs conformity, herd mentality, mob mentality, patriotism, team sports. All of these things that have rallied people are hinged around anger. It brings people in for a cause. But when we individuate from that, we're going to the Jedi level, where we get up and out of it and we find solutions. We're motivated higher. Okay, so let's see what is connecting with the divine feminine integration of anger at this time. What is the archetype we can see regarding anger? Okay, we are getting the King. This is a fascinating card to get here because this is a very masculine trait. And so, you know, the most feminine externally are the most masculine within, because that logic, reason, stability, structure, safety has been anchored, and therefore the freedom to be in the feminine is also anchored. But let's have a look. What does the King energy say? I think we got this for the feminines recently, so the cards are consistent. Okay, the King. If our lives are imagined as a kingdom containing the entire spectrum of human experience, the King presides over it all. Through the lens of the King, we access the state of our land, make decisions, and rule accordingly. Therefore, the King must be thoroughly and regularly vetted as to avoid corruption. Recognize the dual nature of the King. He is either seated in benevolence and strength, or guiding you towards peace, or he is oppressing the weak out of a need to control. There's not much middle ground. Think about feminines, how you do this internally. You're either, you know, in a productive, action-oriented flow, forward movement, and inspired, solutions-based, or you're in there being critical and condemning and controlling and anxious. Some think the King as the ultimate expression of the ego, yet the great kings of mythology and history serve from an egoless place. They take their throne with grace and humility, knowing the divine uses them as a channel to heal deep and long-standing discrepancies in the kingdom. Okay, so we are bringing a cosmic level into these connections through this love. This love is one of the paths of mastery, and so when we're dealing with divine love and becoming aligned for a true love, it brings us through those evolutionary markers where we tap into utilizing this inner masculine power wisely. So yeah, feminines anchoring in this king energy is going to bring you through the levels of intolerance, injustice, into passion, and therefore streamlining your life higher so that you can have consciousness, neutrality, unconditional love, miracles, and mastery. Okay, let's get into what are the main areas that the feminines are currently experiencing this befriending of their anger, their passion. So the friendship, more than friendship kind of axis, and the confusion over it. So a lot of frustration could be here. This is the 10 of Cups. This is, you know, seeing the illusion or combating the illusion of this elusive connection. Is it friend? Is it foe? Is it lover? What the heck is it? And all of these myriad energies at play. There is always one cup of love, one unconditionally loving, clear path through this fog for those who have eyes to see it. But when we're learning the wisdom and life lessons so that we are equipped to hone the skill of finding that higher path, we go through this atmosphere of frustration. And so feminines, yes, this in between friendship and focusing on the love, all of the demands. This can also be leaving the karmic lives, leaving those patterns and coming up into a more ascended viewpoint. The 7 of Cups can be that illusion to the crystalline becoming, rising up out of the lower, the mundane interpretations of reality and up into a higher consciousness on all the chakra levels. So this is the seat of the frustration, the anger right now, the lack of clarity, the feeling ill-equipped. What would the feminines say to the masculines about this regarding the journey right now? There is a yes on the table. So definitely it went from a little bit like hesitancy to more of a neutrality. So feminines want to get to this neutral position. What else? I want a fresh start with you. And what do you want, masculines? So there seems to be this growing sort of projection, I want to say, feminines, that things aren't exactly the way that they should be right now. There's a little bit too much of a deferring to what the masculines want right now, and more of a need to bring it into your own kingly leadership is what I'm hearing. So if you're getting a little bit frustrated, just a side note, pull your energy back in from focusing on your external masculine and bring this into alignment with the yeses. What do you need to do? That passionate becoming. How can you channel this frustration about external circumstances, your external person, to get yourself free and clear to pursue a fresh start with the person that you see as your external person? Really powerful. So that's where we can move this anger about circumstances, about things being out of control, towards more empowerment on a personal level. What's coming up next for the feminines in this regard? We got some more neutral energy. So this is letting it sink in. This is an integration phase. This is you not being frustrated by any external circumstances. Oh yeah. And wishing. So setting your target on what you would like to experience with or without this person, and heading off into that new fresh start without clinging to what that external person is going to do. Many who are frustrated and angry are going to be the ones that are religiously hanging on to a counterpart that's not showing up, and those control freak energies that we saw that this king can succumb to. You've got to let those get down and come into neutrality. So anger can bring you into passion, which doesn't take it anymore, feminines. You don't compromise yourself or lower your standards. And you do have this sense of bravery and courage to go bravely towards what you want, and trust that the person that is going to have this fresh start with you, or that your masculine's going to show up and start this fresh start with you, when you've come through this integration phase, when you've balanced these energies, when you've seen through the confusion, when you've become worthy of that kind of consistency and commitment in your life because you've shown it to yourself. You've gone through that rite of passage. So this is a passionate becoming for the feminines, where you're taking matters into your own hands, first person, and really finally letting go of the external masculine. Okay, so let's see how this trajectory relates to the inner child, childhood energies, childhood imprinting. I've got the tarot for children here. Let's see, what are the factors stemming from childhood that have created this? Oh, you're kidding me. Okay, so we're getting the Seven of Cups for a second time. This is literally the 7 chakras, like I said, but this is the imprinting that, you know, the blind leading the blind. When we go on automatic behavior, when we're in the material realm and we're running on operating code. So I'll just tell you, before we're age 7, when we reach the age of accountability, we are in theta brainwave state, where everything that a child experiences is like a hypnosis state, and it's going in and writing the code of their subconscious. So as that's happening, anything that we witness, anything that's done to us, anything that happens in our environment, we take that as code writing. And when we rise up over the age of 7, we start acting from that programming, and we start ensuing our karma, and we get out into the world, and our course is adjusted and corrected as such based on what needs to be edited out of this programming. And you know, there are really valid things that each one of us gain from this introduction into the world, but we are encoded. So the first message here is that you were hardwired, good, bad, and ugly, for exactly your karmic path, for exactly your path of greatness. Your destined path comes from this fated initial imprinting. And so everything you're experiencing is still part and parcel of this karmic trajectory that is you overcoming and bringing these solutions on a destined level. If you're following my readings, if you're on this twin flame path of mastery, you were imprinted exactly the ways you were imprinted for your cosmic becoming. And at this time on the planet, we all have these specializations that only we, born into the set and setting we were born into, could find relevance and solution to. So feminines, this is still you cracking the code. And what would the feminines say to their masculine about this early childhood imprinting and how it's affecting their journey? Get one card. You make me want to do bad things. So there's something about you, divine masculines, that make the feminines angry because you both don't conform to this imprinting and you're freakily familiar. So masculines, yes. Anyways, there's something that triggers the feminine in just that cutting edge sort of wrestle it, arm lock kind of way, masculines here. Interesting stuff. So let's get also, let me get a little advice each step of the way here for the feminines. So if your masculine is just too diabolically connected to something so deeply familiar, yeah, use it to clear the karma, feminines. This is my 5 of Wands. This is like learning to ride the dragon, tame the dragon here. So it's not by chance that your masculine is this perfect storm regarding whatever it is you were given for love as a child, and also, you know, the ways that that fell short. Your masculine is that broad spectrum counterpart that hits on all those levels. And right now, as you are becoming more union ready, this fiery, passionate choice point where you can edit this programming is right here. Use your connection not to, you know, stagnate and stall and get frustrated, but to ask yourself, what are these things I can pinpoint and move beyond and make into this epic overcoming journey, rather than something that's going to condemn me. That angst is you about to have breakthroughs and to move up into being objective about those things. You got them from somewhere, feminine, so it's time to allow. I'm just hearing the divine guidance saying, masculines, this could be a reading for you too. Even though I started it with feminines, take heed, take notice of all of this, because it applies to all of us as well. So, okay, yeah. Let's get into now the liminal space. This is kind of the multidimensionality, but in a more practical sense. I've never used a deck to represent the sort of round table that we get. So the other decks I'm going to use are the mundane, the 3D world, the intimate connection, the progress, the level of progress that's happening for the feminines right now, and then the multidimensional, esoteric kind of metaphysical levels, the energetics. But this is kind of where all of it converges. So this is sort of the subconscious to the conscious choices the feminines are making. This is just sort of outside in the peripheral energy. But what is it that we can see regarding anger in this kind of secret realm? Ace of Cups in the world. So right now, feminines are riding the edge of this temptation of anger, because we're coming up to the new year and they just want unconditional love. Some feminines are considering taking or leaving this connection because it just won't comply when they want it to. There is a need for surrender here, a trust, comfortable with uncertainty, becoming more fluent in navigating with divine timing. There's something about timing being the end of the year here, and unconditional love, fresh start, this fresh start energy converging. I will say again, Mercury and Jupiter going direct. That's going to be a really interesting new lease on life, I'm hearing. Take that how it resonates. But yeah, feminines are antsy, anticipating, and wondering how it's really going to go. So whatever's coming first off in the new year, the feminines are kind of having a vow to self that they're here for it, that they want to be neutral about it. They are curious about if this love is going to blossom or if it's going to bring the two of you into different directions, masculines. What would the feminines say about this to you if they had no filter, no fear, no anger? What would they say? I just want you all the time. Yeah. So, you know, you're a very powerful magnet, divine masculines. And the feminines here are really allowing this journey and everything that it's brought into their lives. There's something that is drawing the two of you closer in their heart and soul. You know, the universe is hardwired by the physical and the energetic. And on some multidimensional axis here, they know this infinite and this physical is coming into an increase of alignment. However, with the world there in the reverse, I'm getting that they know that it's out of their direct control and it's more of an alignment. So there is a surrender. They're, you know, they're giving up the frustration of clinging. And there's a deep, deep sense of peace coming in. As the feminines have seen themselves be so frustrated by not being able to easily come into relationship with you, divine masculine, at times. But this has also been a peaceful journey of gradual release. The feminines have all come from, divine feminines have all been at the doorstep of anger, though. So whether they've had prolonged anger or anger for the first time regarding you, or have been angry in past karmic situations, there is a commitment here to figuring out how to have an infallible, full-on, whole relationship, and to look at, with the world in the reverse, this can be the wholeness, where those things have not been able to anchor because they haven't, been in those higher levels of mastery consistently before now. It's like they're starting to see that their alignment requires them to come up and out of anger and frustration and even passion as the typical experience of life, and beyond that into unity consciousness, the infinite, the cosmic. So feminines are vowing that love will get them there, and they're getting out of their own way more and more. What can we see for feminines here? Yeah, 10 of Cups. Your happiness is your priority. Yeah, right, feminines. So that's beautiful. Keep going for that promise, going forward like that. Because it is bringing you into alignment with things much beyond anger and into neutrality, and this idea that if it's not going to happen with your masculine, it is going to happen, and if it's not going to happen with anyone right now, it's going to happen within you right now. Thank you very much. So yeah, getting past that anger. What can we see for the material realm contemplations regarding anger? So that, again, that was the meeting place of all of the dimensions. So that's sort of the median energy where the feminines are really at, beyond. We may see some more immediate anger in the 3D, or with the sensual connection, or where the growth curve is at here. But this seems to be the consensus that in general, the feminines are overcoming everything and going for this higher love, because of wanting to be in harmonious union all the time with you, whatever that's going to look like when it happens. But that doesn't mean that they are there yet, because many watching this are not in full union, and so it is a work in progress. But what did we get here? Oh yeah, so in the physical, we're working on home, motherhood, pregnancy, blended families, life partnership. This came out into the neutral position. So feminines are very much making domestic choices right now, coming into alignment with taking care of themselves, integrating this inner king energy along with their empress energy. They are taking a neutral approach. So they're kind of getting out of the way of having to have all of these constituents anchored only when they come into union with you. And they're seeing that as they are doing this within, it is bringing them closer. So again, for those coming into alignment, that brings your person closer to you. If by you doing this stuff, feminines, your person goes further away, it might not be your aligned one. Pay attention to that. Be honest with yourself. Even if you don't want to see that, consider that it might be the case. But keep looking out for number one, for your children, for your future, for your living situation, for your finances. Stay the course with that. This is neutrality. So in the physical world, the feminines are up and out of the anger, and they are taking matters into their own hands. What would they say to their divine masculine about taking care of business like a boss? I have so much desire for you. So masculines, don't get it twisted. If your feminine looks too cool for school right now, or like they don't need you, this is something that they are being instructed internally to do, because in part the amount of desire they have for you, and they need more time. And so, the passion is going to ignite in a very playful, beautiful, aligned way when there is this firm foundation established firmly in the 3D. So that's the material realm. So the feminines are mostly there, very neutral. And now they're going to be stepping into their new timelines, their new lives, and celebrating as a way of life, a thriving, going forward. But right now they are balancing out their life in their own right these ways. Okay, what can we see for the intimate connection? Where are the feminines at regarding anger and intimacy? Bring it on, feminines. What do we need to see here? Oh, the sun and the Queen of Feathers in the reverse. So that's my karmic feminine card, and this full consciousness about karmic feminine energies. Let's read the Queen of Swords. So this says in the inverse, once you are in her power, she will get her way. So this is any kind of game playing, my way or the highway, calling the shots, bossy, disintegrated masculine energy for the feminine, where the feminine has had to survive and be a diva, be a little bit of a tyrant, wears the pants in the family. There's becoming this full consciousness right now in the intimate connection, contrast with how they've been karmic in other situations, possibly in the one that they're watching this video for, masculines. But there is this full sun consciousness coming in, awareness about this, about where that fits in or not, about the contrast with karmic situations and this one. But let's see what the sun in this context is, if I can find it. Getting angry, I can't find it. Okay, here we go. A bold new creature reveals itself, a body that's free, natural, and good. Okay, so yeah, we just saw this in yesterday's, where the feminine is opening to the masculine when the masculine's emotional expression is ripe and open. The feminine opens their body to the masculine. It's warranted, it's justified. Everybody benefits from a little sunshine. Here we get loving attention, a boost of confidence, and an unearned reward. Beauty radiates out from the sun to us and beyond. So the feminines know they have to cut out this karmic feminine energy, the tyrannical feminine energy, Cruella de Vil, I just heard, in order to really enjoy the sunshine of this love. Advice: bask in your moment, share the joy, embrace your power, and don't be afraid to get naked, both emotionally and physically. There we go. So yeah, feminines are seeing how their repressed anger, I just heard hatred of men. It goes both ways. There is a lot of disintegration in the polarities on the planet that we're healing from, that are a product of the barbaric times we're coming out of. We are making it, people, and every time we balance out that war within us, the war within the home front with our love relationships, we are bringing peace on earth. And so we're getting up and out of the anger, the injustice, the frustration. We're becoming more passionately, and we're allowing that passion to change us from the inside out, everybody. And that is, masculines, how your feminines are, leaps and bounds ahead of karmic feminine energy. They're taking accountability. They're seeing the connection between their anger, their repression, their fear, and now they're seeing it consciously. They can show up differently, and they can be that fully uninhibited sexual partner that you will absolutely revel in and enjoy, and that warrants you feeling such a safety in intimacy here. What would the feminines say to the masculines about this? Time to ground yourself in the reverse. And I worry about us a lot. And so the feminines are actually seeing this safety coming in. It's like the universe is creating this. The cycles that have happened, the temperance that's been, no rush in these connections. It's been these revolutions of cycles and experiences that's kind of doing it for everyone, because there is a will. There is a heart wish that these connections would continue to evolve us and bring us up into love. And so there is a conscious becoming that looks like the worry is going away, and it's becoming time to ground this in the physical, but just getting rid of that anxiety and seeing that the feminines don't have to have their armor up. They don't have to be guarded, and they can allow this to come in bit by bit. Every thought that the feminines have that allows them to put down this safety construct, the disintegrated masculine energy that control freaks everything, the internal control freak, the condemnation, the negative self-talk, all of that stuff is being seen for what it is, and that is this deep internal grounding. So yeah, their anger has moved into passion for you, masculines. You're the first person that has calmed their soul and not been the cliche, karmic struggle. You are worth more than that. You, masculines, divine aligned masculines, have been a mirror for the feminines coming through this. And so it's helping. This is how it evolves the feminine within, because every time the feminine is brought to a new developmental growth stage, they see this opportunity to go into disintegrated feminine energy or rise up and do it differently and ground this union bit by bit, one thought at a time, one experience at a time, one opportunity to fall back into old ways or to go higher. You matter that much, or masculines, and that's because they are putting down that control issue stuff inside and being responsible for their own happiness. What a reading, everybody. That's so stunning. Okay, let's get into the paradigm shifting energy here, the thoughts, the action. Where has this anger taken the feminines in this journey of consciousness? The heart chakra. The green flower of life supports our capacity to love deeply and unconditionally. Its healing properties harmonize the mind and body. So I just heard the anger the feminines have felt about not being able to control relationships or to control a truly conscious masculine into compliance, into a karmic connection prematurely, has caused them to have to love unconditionally, because they know the love is here, but they can't just get their way. This my way or the highway, like, do what I say, masculine. Karmic masculine energy is so easily hooked and triggered into compliance, jumping through hoops by feminine energy. A weak masculine will always do what a feminine in their disintegration tells them to. They won't be thinking for themselves. They won't have an opinion, and the feminine can wrangle them around their little finger and make them do what they want. That is not what happens with you, divine masculines. This has caused the feminines to really drop into their heart and to drop control issues and to love fiercely, to love fully. This is so beautiful. What would they say to you about this? I just heard the feminine say, see, I'm not angry. That atmosphere is still way down there somewhere, but it's not what I'm living in. Okay, Ace of Pentacles. This is that heart opening that is the brand new beginning that's bringing in this New Year's Day. I'm hearing that Sade song, Sweetest Taboo. Every day is Christmas and every night is New Year's Eve. So yes, that's that beautiful heart open beginning in the physical. This is like a portal. If we have the Ace of Pentacles on the heart chakra here, this is like beginner's eyes in the name of love always. This is the perpetual motion machine where we clear out the anger, and we've risen up and out of that, and we're in this open curiosity about life. So the feminines know that their anger has catapulted into this better way, masculines. Beautiful stuff. Okay, and energetically, the sky's the limit. Love and above. To infinity and beyond. What can we see for the feminines here? wow, the journey, exchange, transference, chamber of teleportation. So the feminines are very much understanding. They are mastering their lower vibrational emotions and coming up into this mastery because of this journey. What would they say to you specifically, divine masculines, about that? I'm sorry, and I could be your hero, baby. So yeah, the feminines know that once they take a good hard look at everything that they used to be, how karmic they used to be, that they could be this everything for you, and they see that they don't need you to save them. And it's not so much that they are going to save you, but they're saving themselves, and therefore they're going to be that one. They're going to show you how to love. They're going to show you they can love you for the long term. They're sorry that the world has happened to them. They're sorry the world has happened to you, but reciprocity, that is so beautiful. They know they can be that one for you. There are no coincidences, masculines. Let's see, what do we need to know as the final card here for the masculines watching? Turn knowledge into wisdom. So use what you've seen in this reading, masculines, for a wise path forward. And feminines, bring a gentle touch. Yeah. So when we get up and out of the anger, the frustration, and into neutrality and unconditional love, we're truly getting into the nuance of this gentle touch. Haha. Ooh, and we got a wolf here and a deer. So, you know, the feminines used to chase, and now we have a wolf and a deer. So if you bring this gentle feminine touch, your masculine can come in and lead the two of you into union. When you're not angry anymore, feminines, when you've truly worked through that, you're good on your own, and your masculine can romance you. I heard hopeless romantic. You have not seen anything yet about how sweet, how incredibly loving, how romantic, how considerate, how here for it your masculine will be when you're in this feminine energy. Oh, divine feminines, work through your anger. Get into passionate alignment with your life, because, yeah, you're being watched by your divine masculine as you come into this, and they're circling you. I heard that the masculines, I just heard energetically that they have 7 or 8, it's not signposts, guard posts, but angles that they see you from, is what I just heard. So that can be friends, family, social media accounts, dimensions of perception, whatever it may be. They are this one lone wolf, but they represent a wolf pack surveilling you, feminines, as you come into this. They are surrounding you with their energy. I just heard that the masculines have been, this masculinity that they have not unleashed because they've been emasculated has never come to the forefront. This multidimensionality, I'm seeing the masculines holographically splitting out from this single wolf into a whole wolf pack and taking care of your every need from a masculinity point of activation, and really handling you, feminine, on a level that you have never, ever, ever been approached. The masculines are telling me that they do not even know themselves in this fullness yet, because they've never had a feminine like you where they could activate on this level and really fall in love with their divinity and their ability to do this. You are bringing out this best in them in every regard. And they are getting to know these multifaceted aspects of themselves. As you come into your femininity, they are coming into their multifaceted masculinity. Oh, heck yeah. So your anger, those rising standards, the things that you've been led to do on your journey, feminines, it has also been unlocking this time capsule of potential in your masculine and allowing them to become this for you. They haven't had it and then known what to do with it and have been lording it over you, or, you know, just rejecting you and withholding. That's not what's been happening. They've been studying, learning, growing, and becoming the counterpart that you need as you become the counterpart that you need and they need. Oh my goodness. Ugh. How could anybody be angry if that's what's coming out of it? Get going, everybody. Many blessings. Bye for now.